Special Agent Fox Mulder when you got that script?
I think there was a lot in it that was fully formed in Mulder because I think there was certain levels of insubordination and humor that I always wanted to bring out more within the tension of the filming. One of the things that I loved from the pilot and from the early scripts was that Mulder is a complete failure. You know, he's never solved a case, ever. And when he walks in a room, everybody laughs and looks away or snickers. I love that, and I think I'll always love that about Mulder, is that he's horrible at his job. He should have been fired long ago.
Where does the name Mulder come from?
That's Chris Carter's mother's maiden name.
And who's Chris Carter?
Chris Carter's the creator of the X-Files.
Yeah. If the X-Files had been shot in Los Angeles, do you think you could have done what you did in Vancouver?
No. Vancouver offers logistically just too many different environments. The X-Files is a peripatetic show. You know, it's got to go to the mountains, to the seas.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to have rain. It's got to have sun. It's got to stand in for all of America.
Tell me about your co-star.
Yeah, well, she was... Whereas I wanted to jump in immediately on everything, she was more coming from more of a theater background where she wanted to know more before she jumped in. So she had a real steep learning curve in the beginning, and then she just flew after that.
You and she walked a tightrope for years before you finally fell off it. You've described it as a chaste love affair and compared it to Cary Grant movies in which verbal sparring was a code for sexual sparring.
The intelligence of Chris Carter in keeping it a chaste love affair was that you constantly wanted to come back. You know, it was never, since it was never consummated, the pressure was never let out of our balloon. Yeah. You know, we were constantly, you know, the smallest touch was rife, and that was fun.